Some love stories don't end with a kiss. They end with silence on a train platform. This is the story of Daniel and Clara and the promise that death could not erase. Daniel was a young artist who lived for small details most people overlooked. The way light spilled through glass, the rust on old metal, the shadow of strangers passing by. He often sat at the train station, sketchbook in hand, waiting for something, though he never knew what. And then one day, he saw her, Clara, a schoolteacher who passed through the station at the exact same time every evening, always rushing to catch the 5:45 train. She carried books pressed tightly to her chest, her scarf flowing in the wind. To everyone else, she was just another passenger. But to Daniel, she became a living masterpiece. At first, it was only stolen glances, a smile here, a nod there. Weeks passed, and their silent routine became a secret connection. One evening, she dropped a book. Daniel picked it up. Their hands brushed, and for the first time, their eyes truly met. From then on, the station was never the same. They began speaking in brief, precious moments before the train arrived. 5 minutes of laughter, 5 minutes of stories, 5 minutes that became the highlight of their days. Daniel, always with his sketchbook, captured her face one evening and quietly gave her the drawing. Clara's smile, shy but radiant, stayed with him long after her train left. As days turned to weeks, their bond grew, yet always the train would arrive and she would leave. The station became their world, but time was its cruel ruler. And then on a rainy night, Clara whispered something that stayed with him forever. She said she wished just once that the train would never come. Daniel looked at her and said, "Then let's make a promise. One day, we'll miss the train together." Clara laughed softly, but she agreed. They chose a date 2 weeks away, a day that belonged only to them. And so Daniel waited. On that Friday, he stood at platform 9 with flowers in hand. Every passing second was heavy with anticipation. Trains arrived, trains departed. Passengers came and went, but Clara never appeared. He waited through sunset, his heart sinking with every fading ray of light. And when the station emptied, Daniel walked away with the flowers still in his hand, not knowing why she had broken their promise. 3 days later, the answer came. A letter arrived, not from Clara, but from her sister. Inside, Daniel learned the truth that shattered him. Clara had died in a car accident that very morning, on her way to the station. The sister wrote that Clara had spoken of him often. She had called him the boy with the sketchbook who made the station her favorite place in the world. And her final words, spoken through pain, had been, "Tell him I didn't miss the train. I just took another one." Daniel wept until his sketchbook pages were wet with sorrow. But he did not forget her. Every Friday after that, he returned to platform 9. He sketched Clara again and again, leaving each portrait on the bench where they once sat. Some blew away in the wind. Others were taken by strangers. But to Daniel, it was his way of keeping their promise. Years passed. The story of the man on platform 9 spread through the town. People began calling it the lover's platform. Strangers left flowers there, touched by the devotion of a man who waited for someone who would never come. And still, Daniel returned. His hair grew gray. His hands shook as he sketched. But the promise remained. One evening, as the sun set in crimson hues, a young woman approached him. She was Clara's niece, grown now, carrying the same smile Clara once had. She told Daniel that her family never forgot how much Clara loved him, even in such a short time. And she said words that finally let him rest. She would have loved the way you kept your promise. Daniel closed his sketchbook for the last time. The trains continued to come and go, but for him, the waiting was over. Studio microphone, would you wait for the one you loved, even if you knew they were never coming back? Or would you let go? Tell us what your heart would choose. Like, share, and subscribe.